guys, it's Plerbz, and today we're back with another HTML video, and today I'm going a little bit into some of the formatting, and however I'm going to start off with the attributes. So attributes are basically things that you add into certain things. So I'm going to show you because I think showing this would be easier than talking about it or merely just talking about it. So I'm going to write something and explain it to you pretty much right after. So what I just did there was basically I added an attribute. So this is the attribute name, and the attribute name is language. So I added a language section. Here, this equal sign means the attribute language is equal to, and within these quotation marks is the attribute value. So the language is equal to English, United States. So it's equal to United States version of English. So that's basically an attribute. I could change that, so if I don't want it to be English, FR will be perfectly fine, and it'll be in French. However, I can't really write in French. So, yeah, but essentially you could set your attributes for that. So if you want to write one in French, write one in English, you could do so, and we'll be using more of that later. So I'm going to stay with attribute English US. So that essentially is an attribute. So now we're going to go into the text and how we could customize it. So as you know earlier, there are the headings, so the size of the words. So there's H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and actually H6, which I forgot about. So essentially, when you're writing, if you want a main heading for everything, H1, and slowly go down the scale. So let's say there's dog is the main heading, so H1. Now for this paragraph, I will use H3 to show the variation, and at the end I will also end off with H3 with a slash. And now on the web page, as I refresh it, you will see the difference between the two. So the main heading, dog, and underneath is the paragraph. So between the two, you can see the differences and could be used in many variations, such as choosing what size you want, and could be fluctuated and changed through CSS, which you will learn in the future possibly. So with paragraphs that I taught you, inside the words and the text, you could change a bunch of things. So let's start off with bold. So if you want something to be bold, you simply have to add the bracket, opening bracket, B, and closing bracket. And along with that, you have to use a slash, B, and closing bracket so that it's confined in only that one word. So when I refresh it, it's technically bolded. So to show that better, I will bold certain words in this paragraph, and I will not bold certain words. So here in this paragraph, I'm gonna okay. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna make a new paragraph and end off that paragraph. In between, I'm going to use bold. So I'm gonna write, I like dogs. Because not because they are furry. So here is a better example. So without the headings, so headings will basically make something set in stone, and without the headings, I could make this one word stick out from everything else. So I like dogs, not because they're furry. So you can play around with that. And another thing is italicized. So to italicize something would make it kind of stand up because slightly slanted, and it's pretty simple. You just add an I. So similar to other ones, you would use a bracket to end it off, and when you refresh it, you can see the N, the not in the sentence, is italicized. So you could play around with that a lot. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you how much of a difference it'll make for things. And lastly, there's subscripts. So subscripts are basically to make things subscript. So I'm just gonna quickly show you that. So let's say I learned this on the 5th. So for 5th, I'm gonna use a subscript. Okay, so superscript. I'm gonna use a superscript for 5th. So SUP will be for super, TH, and then slash SUP. Day. And then I'll end that paragraph. So you can see you could make things superscripted, and instead of superscripting, you could also do subscript. So this is superscripting SUP, and subscripting is like saying CO, and then I do subscript 2, and then add the subscript is an element or something like that. So with that, you can see there's superscripting and there's subscripting that you could use on your paragraphs. And lastly, is actually not lastly, but next thing is line breaks. So instead of everything staying on one line, as you can see here for this paragraph, of course you could always make a new paragraph. However, if you don't want to keep this all in one line, you could do BR. So basically that's gonna break the line. So it cuts from this line to the line underneath. And next thing is HR. So for HR, it would create an entire line. So HR is basically a split between themes. So I would not use it for this information. However, when you're doing a website, it will be very useful if you want to just split something apart from something else. So here I would simply just use the break line, and that's basically it for this video. This is just formatting, and I hope that you enjoy the video, that you learn a little bit every single time. If you like the video, same thing. If you like the video, just click the like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and thanks.